Genesis dog, Genesis dog, Genesis dog, Genesis dog, Genesis dog, Genesis dog. What Nintendo cats? Hello, and welcome to the 30th Genesis Dogs ratings. Today we'll be covering Phantasy Star 4. And for the fat little mutt category, 11 out of 10. A little fat little mutt. He's a little fat dog. I think his name was Rusty. And he ran away from home, but there's a mission you can go find him, and he comes back home and he runs around with the girl, and it's really cute and I love him. And then one of the towns to know also has dog music, so I gave it a bonus point in the dog category. Very dog, very wolf, very rough, rough, rough. I love the music so much. Let's go! And the splash! It gets 8 out of 10. It was very nice. It started off with like a poem. I really like the epic music, kind of bum 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 bum. And then the second half of the splash goes into further of the story. Like has a cutscene of some of the characters of the story, and it goes into like some of the background information, which was really cool to see and hear, and I really enjoyed the splash of this game. The music was also phenomenal. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Like it's deserving of it. There's like 48 tracks of music in the whole game, which like fits all sorts of different scenarios, like lots of emotional stuff, lots of happy and fun stuff. Like the dark boss musics were really intense, got me fearing for my life while playing the game. They did a very good job with the music. I really enjoyed all of it. Even some of the dungeon themes were like really good. And the bosses were phenomenal in this game too. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. They were also really tough, and if they really tested you how well you were prepared and how well you could handle like DPS checks and stuff. But the bosses were really narrative focused, like Zio being someone who like killed one of your party members and stuff, and oof, Zio, he was a big thing in the early game. And also like the final bosses and stuff, how they like the Dark Force and Primal Darkness, it was very intense and I really enjoyed it. And Dad Force. Yeah. Difficulty 8 out of 10. This game started swinging and it kept swinging. I might have just been chronically under-leveled for the entire game, and I found it really difficult in spots. Like, if I wasn't prepared for something, I was going to get wiped. But if I kept on top of things, things were manageable, and I managed my way through it. But even a lot of the bosses ended with, I had no more healing left, and I was on the edge of death, and I barely eked out a victory, which was fantastic, but oof, it was still really hard. It's a very tough RPG. In the experience, 10 out of 10. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic game. It is up there with my favorite RPGs of all time and stuff. Like, I didn't mention it before, but like, Chrono Trigger is like one of my favorites, and like I kept comparing this to Chrono Trigger like in my head and stuff, like yeah. And it deserves it. This was a fantastic game. Like it, fantastic. Like the elements are really fun to play with. Like it, only downside was memorizing all the spell names and stuff and what they did was daunting because there wasn't really any description of those. But other than that, it was fine. Like the cinematics with like the comic book cutscenes and anime cutscenes It was really a treat. It was one of the most stylish RPGs I've played. In total, 55 out of 60 puts it at 3rd place, and I think this game deserves it. It is a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic Phantasy Star 4. But yeah, I would love to replay this sometime down the line. I'm looking forward to the other Phantasy Star games to see how they tie into this one. I know 1 and 2 tie into this game. Phantasy Star 3 is its own thing, but definitely might have been hit a little bit more hard for me if I actually had played the earlier games. It would have been really cool to see some of the scenes play out, knowing what happened in the previous games, but this was still very good for a standalone game, and I do recommend it very much for anyone here. And coming up next, Target Earth. It's a run and gun. It's gonna be really tough, I heard, so I'm looking forward to it. By DreamWorks. I don't think it's the same Shrek DreamWorks, though, but it is by DreamWorks. Alrighty. In the Wheel of Games, current letter is T, so every game on there starts with the letter T. If you want to help support me, support the channel, $1 donation at coffee.com/GenesisDogs. You can increase the size of any of these wedges so it's easier to land on. $5, you can add any game that starts with the letter T to the game queue, and I'll play it next. And $10, any Sega Genesis game that go to the game queue, and I'll play it next. And thanks for joining me today, and I'll woof y'alls later. Woof woof.